Hello and my humble pranams to all the seekers of True Vedic Astrology. I welcome you to my channel. Today we are going to talk about Jupiter and its placement in the 5th house for a Cancer Ascendant horoscope. So when the horoscope has Cancer Ascendant, meaning the sign number 4 is rising in the 1st house, the 5th house falls in the sign of Scorpio. So this video is also about Jupiter in the sign of Scorpio for Cancer Ascendant. And before we go into the specific nature of the results of this placement, let's take a quick look at what does Jupiter means in Vedic astrology. Now, almost every ancient Vedic astrological text is replete with numerous hymns in praise of the cosmic divine light of Jupiter. Jupiter is considered as the teacher of even the gods. It is the guru of gods, which can bestow cosmic grace upon a horoscope or an individual. And this is one planet who, when placed nicely in a horoscope, can actually hold together the entire horoscope for almost entirety of the life of a person. And my dear friend, this position, Jupiter in the sign of Scorpio in 5th house, is considered one such lucky position in a horoscope. And we will look into the areas of life in which this grace of Jupiter helps the person. And at the same time, remember, nothing in life is 100% bliss or 100% evil. So even with this position, there are areas of life which needs to be taken care of. Some precautions needs to be taken care of, and we will talk about them as well. So first of all, let's just see the multiple areas of life affected by this placement. Definitely Jupiter is in the 5th house, so 5th house areas. Jupiter is the lord of Sagittarius and Pisces. There's two signs which fall into 6th house and the 9th house of the Cancer Ascendant horoscope. So these two areas will be affected. Now Jupiter has direct aspects. In Vedic astrology, it has 5th aspect which will be on the 9th house. It has 7th aspect which will be on the 11th house, and 9th aspect which will be on the 1st house of itself. So we will talk about all these effects real quick. So let's first talk about the 6th house affairs. Generally, 6th house is considered one of the most negative houses in a horoscope, with primary significations of enemies, debts, obstacles, diseases, problems in life. This is by far one of the most negative house. And Jupiter is lord of this house. So this house is right here, 6th house, because Jupiter is lord of Sagittarius. But the placement of Jupiter in the 5th house is actually very negative from the 6th house perspective. From the 6th house, Jupiter is placed just one house prior, meaning in technical terms, Jupiter is placed 12th from its own house. So Jupiter is lord of a negative house and it is placed very negatively from this house, and two negatives make for a big positive. So this position basically says that either you will not have any enemies or you will overcome your enemies very easily. Similarly with debts and obstacles, either you're not going to face those, or even if you face it, because of your cosmic grace, the light of Jupiter shining upon you, you will overcome them very easily in life. Now also remember, 5th house where Jupiter is placed is called the house of Purva Punyas, or past life good activities. So generally, people with this horoscope or with this placement, by virtue of great past life karmas and a direct aspect on the first life, which is, or direct aspect on the 1st house, which is the house of yourself, makes the person born in a good family, in a lucky family, and the family's help is generally available to them throughout the life. And they themselves follow the path of duty and dharma. 5th and 9th. Jupiter is placed in the 5th house. It is aspecting the 9th house. These two houses are generally referred together as house of dharma or righteous path. So this position basically shows that you in your past lives have followed the path of dharma, or you have followed your duties very well, and in this life also you are going to continue to do that, and as a result of that you will be able to overcome the negative aspects of your life very easily. Now coming to the 5th house related matters, we have already seen that this placement makes a person sort of blessed in the areas of purva punyas and creativity. There is this one less known factor about the 5th house, which is formal rituals. So 5th house is a house of creativity and things which comes naturally to you, but at the same time, especially when Jupiter is placed here, which is also the lord of 9th house and natural karaka of spirituality and religious things, it is very common to have people with this placement follow some kind of formal daily or weekly or monthly ritual. Like they would either go to temple or church regularly, or they would recite a hymn or prayer every day or at a very regular period. And this is not only it is not only the result of their past life purva punya, but it also solidifies their current life's duties. And many times there are cases I have seen people with this placement come to me and they say that and they're probably going through a little bit difficult time in their life because they're probably running dashas, mahadashas or time period of other planets which are not well placed in the horoscope. And at that time they start questioning whether the grace of Jupiter is coming to them for their rescue or not. So one of the remedies which has been highly effective is for people with this placement to follow some kind of a discipline in terms of any religious or social welfare activity. As I said, it could be either reciting a prayer every day, however small it could be, or going to your favorite temple or favorite church on a regular basis, but just follow it as a regular activity in a disciplined manner, because Jupiter likes this. Especially the placement of Jupiter in the 5th house is very conducive for these kind of activities and for activating Jupiter and start receiving its grace in your life. Now coming to the areas of I think 9th and 11th house, we have already talked about how lucky this position is. So this placement of Jupiter blesses you with some very good friend circle, a social circle which is not only good but very helpful, parents who are helpful to the person. Because of this you get easy access to opportunities in life, and not just easy access, you also grab them with both hands and do well in life because of that. And remember, according to astrology, nothing comes for free in life. Okay, so when I use the word easy opportunities, it doesn't mean you don't deserve it. You very well 100% deserve all those opportunities. It's just that when people look at from outside, they may feel that you are lucky or born with a silver spoon and whatnot, but never mind. People might think whatever they have to, but astrology teaches us that everything, absolutely everything is based on cause and effect. Nothing is just free lunch. Now, since we have already talked about wonderful blessings of this placement, let's just talk about one area which might need some consideration or help because of this, and that is the 5th house area of children. So we know 5th house denotes children, and Jupiter is also the karaka or primary significator of kids, and it is lord of a negative house of 6th house, and well, it may be too technical, but Jupiter is in Vedic astrology is known as Jivakaraka. Jivakaraka basically means the significator of living beings. So when there are 2-3 theories in it, that one, a negative lord of 6th house and being a Jivakaraka placed in the 5th, and also that the Karaka or significator of kids in the house of kids is generally not considered very good. There is a dictum called Karak Bhava, well, Nashaya, but that's not really true. It's basically means that some delay in getting the children is very much possible because of this placement. It is also true because Jupiter is the second slowest planet. Saturn is the slowest planet when it comes to Vedic astrology, because Vedic astrology generally doesn't consider, outer planets like Uranus and Neptune and Pluto. So the second slowest planet becomes Jupiter. And because of this, any fructification, see, you will get wonderful kids, you will get great children, but after some delays. And because of the lordship of 6th house, if at all you find any medical issues in that, then there is a very good remedy that is called turmeric. Consuming little bit of turmeric in any ways in your body, just a small pinch of turmeric, maybe at the end of the day in lukewarm water, that helps a lot if there is any physical issues or any medical help needed for getting the children. And the other thing it does with respect to children is it makes a person really, really worried about the children, and most of the times unnecessarily. People with this placement tend to sort of worry about almost everything. Have they pooped? Have their diaper changed? Or if their diaper has been wet for a long time, will the rashes happen? What will they eat? Allergies, which school they should go, which subject they should check. And this tendency continues throughout the lifetime, even when the kids have grown up and they're adults. People with this placement keep on worrying about them. Oh, which kind of girl or boy he's dating or she's dating, how will be their married life, how would be their grandchildren, and so on. So there is always a tendency of overtly worrying about children, and that needs to be curbed. So that, this children and unnecessary worry related to children is one area which is commonly observed because of this placement of Jupiter. But other than that, this, as I said in the beginning, is one position where you can safely say that the cosmic grace of Jupiter is actually shining upon you. So my dear friends, this was actually my quick analysis of Jupiter in the 5th house in the sign of Scorpio, which is for the ascendant of Cancer sign. It is actually knowledge which has been passed on in our family and passed on from generation. So I bow to all my gurus who have taught me, and I've learned a little bit from them. So if you like it, please definitely put in your comments, subscribe to my channel, give your suggestions, they would be very helpful. Until next time we see, may the blissful light of Jupiter shine upon all of us. Thank you so much. Have a great time. Bye bye.